So, Stephen A, J.J. Redick, and Tim Legler are speaking about this whole fear narrative around Goat James, and we was thinking, and it's like, Stephen A, you're the main, you're like you and Skip, you're the main guys talking this fear factor, about your fucking fake goat, and it's like Tim Legler told you, he ain't never heard it. He ain't never was scared of the boy. So who? Reggie Miller? Reggie Miller. Okay, Reggie Miller was scared of your fake goat. Your fake goat said he was the hardest competition he ever faced in the 90s, man. So what is that saying? What is that saying? Even the guy that was scared of you gave you your best work. Uh, Come on, man. Let's see what he's talking about. We gonna cook him, and that's it.
Stop paying so much attention to the question and pay more attention to the conversations that those questions provoke. Because
Okay, so why? Why? What? See, pay attention to the narrative. You see that? Don't pay attention to the actuality of the question because it's cap. Pay attention to the narrative around what we speaking on. All right? Pay attention. What do you mean? Your cap ass rap that the Jordanite media spearheaded by you and Skip tried to, you know, shit on Go James with and it's a cap ass narrative. What do you mean? Don't pay attention to your weak ass narrative and just accept the narrative and let's get on to what it provokes. Like for what? It's cap. It's not even real. So why just what do you mean skip over it, man? Are we serious? What? Man.
usually when we're asking a question, it's just an excuse to get into a bigger, broader picture, which allows you to educate the world on your perspective on basketball, which is something I think a lot of folks need to hear from both you and Legs. That's how you got to look at it. So
What?
don't
What?
get
What?
so
What? What? Hold on. Wait. So the point is to slap around Jordanite media narratives, like, and I get it. We all for that over here. You know what I'm saying? But man, why are we talking about cap ass narratives and we have to just accept the lion ass narrative and try and argue a lie? Like, what are we talking about? Why? What is this conversation even about if it's not even true in the first place? This is not even a real debate. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not supposed to be a topic, but it's been a topic for 15 years. You know? A cap ass topic, man. Come on, man.
straight up with the questions. Get enthused. I was not frustrated today with the question. I'm just letting you know.
Get
I'm just helping
enthused.
you out for future reference. I'm just helping your brother out for future reference. Just be excited about the conversation it provokes. Let's take this consideration into consideration. I didn't have a problem with what Charm is saying. I didn't take it as disrespect to
Of course.
LeBron James. But I've said it.
Listen, of course you didn't. You started that narrative. That lion ass narrative that Mario Chalmers confirmed was a lie because he's seen with his own eyes people fearing Go James. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of the aspect of the fear factor, as far as, he can be the catalyst of why you lose the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Run this back, cause this is a little slit. This is a sliver.
Just be excited about the conversation it provokes. Let's take this consideration into
Just be
consideration.
excited.
I didn't have a problem with what Charm is saying. I didn't take it as disrespect to LeBron James. But I've said it in the past, because people have said that to me about what they felt about Jordan. Now, Isaiah Thomas wasn't scared of Jordan.
Who? Who? Oh my goodness gracious. You have to speak names if you're gonna speak this narrative for 15 years, man. Where are the names? People, you're talking about weak sauce in the 90s. What are you if there was an era of fear, it would be the weakest era in NBA history. Fear? What does that say? What does that say? What? I don't understand. You're talking about one-man bands in the 90s that's going up against four Hall of Famers. What? What are you talking about? I don't understand.
Moore wasn't scared of Jordan and Rodman and people like that, but they marveled at how others feared Jordan.
Who?
They would tell you that you had people who stepped on the court against Jordan. And why? Because Jordan could personalize it. Why? Because the rule.
Okay, yeah, we about to get into that. Listen. What do you mean? Tim Legler is sitting right here. Tim Legler played all throughout the 90s, man. He said he never seen it, never heard it. No, he ain't speak about seeing it. He said he never heard it. You're talking about what you heard through the grapevine. Don't want to put no names on it. I don't want to hear your cap. I want to know names. All right? And listen, if these names, who's the names? I got to know these names that you're talking about, Stephen A. I mean, is they reputable names? I mean, that's what you just said, that they was not, basically, because you said these top guys wasn't scared of him. So if you're talking about lower echelon guys being scared of him, what are you really saying? You can't be saying much, right? So why are you saying what you're saying? Huh? Jordan Knight Media puts out these lit narratives for your fake GOAT going against GOAT James and just perpetually say it and then tell niggas like JJ Redick to just get excited about this capping ass rap when they rapping about it, man. For what? For what? For what? To keep your weak ass GOAT's legacy alive, man. Cause he can't stand on his own with some real shit. Alright? Every time you gets back and you cooks these Jordanites on their talking points, it's all cap. You know what I'm saying? And if it's not cap, it's going against the weakest era in NBA history. So what are we really talking about? And that's verified fact by the rules and the expansion teams and come on, man. One man bands. Come on, man. Everybody complaining about 90s, man. Huh? You know, except the Jordan Knight media, except the fans that thought the 90s was some real shit when it really was not no real shit. All of these losing ass franchises in the 90s got a couple 50, 60 teams thinking the 90s really is something that it ain't.
Back then, you know what? You wasn't you that you had people who stepped on the court against Jordan. And why? Because Jordan could personalize it. Why? Because the rules back then, you know what?
1v1 league. That's what he means by personalizing it. 1v1 league. Personal. 1v1. That, bruh. You're talking about weak sauce. Personalize it. No. A 1v1 league, man. Come on. Come on, man. Everybody in the league today wish they could just carry a team going 1v1. Damn. You know how easy it is if you can just go 1v1. If you a real basketball player. This is crazy. What would Devin Booker do in a 1v1 league, bruh? Damn.
Wasn't covered with team defense the way you are today. Sometimes you were out on an island by yourself. If you talk to Isaiah and Mahorn and Lambert and those guys about the bad boy business, Chuck Daly will look them in the face, guard your man. I don't want to see a bunch of switching. Guard your man. You say you can't guard your man, you're going to be sitting on the bench next to me. Everybody had a responsibility. And back then, the league, you wasn't safeguarded as much as you are now.
I'm saying, guard your man, right? Listen, you can say that when there's only one or two real guys on the offensive end that can really break you down off the dribble and make real like skill factor was not on the same level as it is now on the offensive end. Like you have to be able to do multiple things out there on that court, man. And it's not just one or two or three guys on a roster that can really do some real shit on a 1v1 level, man. Like you can't just go tell somebody, oh, go guard your man. These days, like you need help. Like ain't nobody guarding a lot of these guys on the 1v1 level, man. The boys is too cold. That's why they put the zone in, man. Because you're gonna need help going against AI and Kobe and Shaq, nigga. Fuck you talking about? You think a nigga gonna guard Dirk 1v1? Did you hear about what Charles Barkley said about Dirk when he went up against baby Dirk 1v1, man? Him and Scotty and MJ. What the fuck did you hear? You heard him cooking. Hell, man.
Not to say that's completely the case, but you know the rules
You know
changes a
damn
hell of a
well it
lot
ain't the
better than
case.
me, and the effect that it's
Hold up. Why does he know the rule changes a lot better than you? You are the basketball analyst. You should know basketball just as well as anybody, man. Let me tell you something. You know damn well about the NBA rule changes. You just explain the NBA rule changes when you're talking his personal shit, trying to be vague as far as you don't trying to put the cap on as if you don't understand the rule changes, man. That's what I'm saying. Anything to protect your weak ass goat's legacy. You're not gonna tell me that this guy doesn't understand the impact of the zone defense. You're not telling me that. But he's sitting up here talking about, oh, you know it better than me. No, nigga, it's not hard. It's not hard. Ain't this your specialty, right? Ain't this your specialty? Ain't this why you kicked Kellen Max off the show? Because you're talking about he don't know basketball, but he cooked your ass on his basketball talk now. You barely even want to have real debates when we talking basketball. Got all of these people like you're. It ain't even a debate show anymore, man. Come on, man.
Had on defenses collectively
Run this
compared to
back.
league, you wasn't safeguarded as much as you are now. Not to say that's completely the case, but you know the rules changes a hell of a lot better than me, and the effect that it's had on defenses collectively compared to individual exploits on the defensive end of the floor where you had to guard your dude, and you wasn't getting that kind of help that you once got. Your only recourse was really the foul, to keep Jordan from going airborne, as John Sally once told me, and I think.
Oh my God, listen, bro. You couldn't touch AJ in the 90s. John Sally. John Sally was on his squad when he was winning. I don't want to hear this. John Sally, you're talking about the 80s, Stephen A. Shut up. He was losing. Come on, man. Come on. Stephen A, bro. John Sally. He's talking about when he was winning against MJ. That means MJ was losing. MJ went to David Stern and complained to the boy because the Pistons knocked the shit out of Pip, made him get a migraine, man. Boom. And the next year, flagrant foul call gets introduced. What do you know? 3 chips in a row. Fake go quits. Comes back. What do you know? You gets a whole nother top level player that, he was just a nuisance. Some people ain't want the headache. But they put him on the squad. He shines. You got 3 all defensive players on one squad. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about, man? What are we talking about, bro? Huh? Huh? I mean, you ain't even really have no champions to go up against in the East anyway, but just because Baby Shaq and Penny whooped the shit out you think you got to get a nigga like Gardman to help you, man. You ain't want to go against no, you ain't want to go against no real grind, man. Come on, man. Why you hold up? Why you ain't just regroup with the same squad you had, man? Huh? Why'd you stack the deck, huh?
Said it in the last dance as well. You got
Said it in the
had to
last
guard your
dance.
dude, and you wasn't getting that kind of help that you once got. Your only recourse was really the foul, to keep Jordan from going airborne, as John Sally once told me, and I think he said it in the last dance as well. You got those kind of things going on. So back in the day, because the rules were different, somebody like Jordan could really, really take advantage, abuse you, demoralize you, embarrass you, and the fear of being embarrassed is what some people may have been affected by. Not that you literally scared him, but scared of being embarrassed because you're alone on an island and this brother can eat you up for 40 or 50 or 60 anytime he wanted to. And you were the dude in the spotlight getting completely abused, like they talked about in The Last Dance and various other things. So we got to take that into consideration.
Why? I mean, what do you mean? It's a 1v1 league. It's not a 1v1 league anymore. Like, I don't understand what you're saying. Like, dude. Okay, so now these days you can bust up the whole team. So what? You're embarrassing a whole team versus embarrassing one guy that checks one guy. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't understand what you mean. Fear. What are you talking about, bro? You think what? I mean, you act like Kobe couldn't drop 60 on you at any given time in the zone defense era or something. What are you talking about? You got 2 guys that dropped 70 this season. So what are you talking about? We had like 5, we had like what? We got like 10 50 plus games. So what? I don't understand. 1v1 league, is it easier to go to get 50 and 60 in a 1v1 league or in a league where the team can guard you? in a league where you don't have to guard everybody on the court if they're not worth guarding. Okay, there was so many players in the '90s not worth guarding, man. Okay, so come on, what are we talking about? That means less help defense. That means less. It's just a lesser era. It's less, and you're going up against one man bands, and you're beating up against NBA franchises that barely even know how to be NBA franchises, man. Come on, man. Stop it.
Now, having said all of that, you juxtapose that to LeBron James. LeBron James makes the right play. He's a complete basketball player. And we all know at 6'9", 260. I remember when we were joking around and arguing about Isaiah Stewart going after. I'm like, wait a minute now. You act like you chasing after me. I mean, that's LeBron James. 260 pounds. Listen, it's not like LeBron James is scared to tussle with somebody. We religiously see him run over people. We know how powerful of a locomotive he is. And
I'm saying though, so what do you mean fear? I mean, not fear. Do you see people like taking charges every game from this guy or something? Like, what do you mean? You no fear. Like, you telling me that you don't. I'm saying fear. It's like when you're about to get hurt, when you're about to get punished, you know, you're about to take a L. Like, what are we talking about? You know, I get it. I get it. You're not talking. We don't have to be talking about literal. I'm scared of this guy type shit. I get it. But it's like, what do you mean? If we're not talking about literal fear, which is what you were insinuating for almost 2 decades, Stephen A. If we're not talking about literal fear, then we're talking about, you know, fear, respect, okay? Real respect, okay? And you got to have a little bit of fear in there because, you're scared to lose. You know, you don't want to lose the game. So, yes, you're scared to lose the game. Okay, you're scared. So, what? I don't understand. See how you slither in your logic because of Jordanite. They can't be real with this shit, man. Damn. You can't make sense out of a Jordanite's logic, man. It don't matter what you do. I'm telling you. This shit crazy. Whew. I'm telling you, a Jordanite will exhaust you trying to figure out their logic. It's like trying to crack the DNA code, man. Come on, man.
he's certainly not a punk. He makes the right play. And in today's game, the way defenses are constructed, if you're making the right play, sometimes you can get a little help. LeBron James will be differential. He'll pass the ball and make the right play, give it to the open man for the open shot. Not that Jordan didn't do that with Kerr, with Paxton, with Greg Hodges before them, B.J. Armstrong, stuff like that. It's just that
He wasn't on his level.
mentality. And the fact that he's a nice guy, wasn't interested in demoralizing and completely obliterating you and your psyche. He's not expected to give a Hall of Fame speech where he still annihilated people with his speech and stuff like that. That's not the kind of guy LeBron James is. So when you say Jordan was more feared, it's not always because, oh my God.
Hold on. Who said it? Who? Oh my goodness, man. Stop. You said it. Hold up. You said it. Don't say when you say. No. Stop being general with this shit. Stephen A., you and Skip Bayless spearheaded this narrative, man. You said this. Don't say you when you're talking about generalities. You are the one who says this. This is your talking point. Okay? Explain what you mean. And listen, if you're talking like this, if this is the type of fear that you mean, how in the hell does Gold James not pertain to this certain situation? How? Oh, man. Oh, man.
So much greater that it just scared the living hell out of you, but it doesn't scare you about LeBron. LeBron has a different approach to the game, has a different style to the game, and his persona off the court is good.
Hold up, wait. Don't you understand that it's easier to guard somebody that you know when you know what they're going to do versus somebody who, when you don't know what they're going to do? Like, your fake GOAT is a selfish player. You know damn well what he's going to do. And listen, in a 1v1 league, you couldn't stop him. All right? Especially when you're talking about weak sauce in the 90s, Especially when we're talking about he had the best perimeter defender on his squad. All right? Especially when we're talking about he had the best 2 perimeter defenders on his squad. All right? That's three. If you add him himself, okay? So what? So what are we talking about, man? I mean, uh, uh, oh man.
That's a quick thing. Scottie Pippen was once in an elevator. And he was talking to his teammates about, all right, y'all, come on, y'all, let's go today, man. Bring your A game today. And Jordan was in the elevator. Jordan looked, bring your A game. How about bring A game? How about that? Bring A game, okay? This is how Jordan was. You know what I'm saying? He didn't mind. He didn't mind beating you up, toughening you up, giving you that kind of tough love. It's not to say that LeBron.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, this is it. This is over, man. Listen. So that was tough. What was that? What was that? What kind of representation was you trying to give to your fake goat, man? You know, I mean, the boy used 3 out of 7 episodes to shit on that same player that you just laughed at him shitting on. Okay, the boy said, "Oh, in the first 3 sentences of the Last Dance, oh, I couldn't do shit without Scotty." Well, he gave it a couple weeks, so that can just so that can marinate in your head, and then he shitted on he used every single bad situation that happened in his career and brought it on his documentary. Because he wants to let people think that he was more than what he is, because he's not. Because his legacy can't stand on its own. Because he's not like that. He's a weak ass goat. It's true. Jordan Knight Media put a spell on you, man. And we over here, nigga, with these Mecca facts. Facts from the Mecca's facts machine, nigga. Alright? You over here to knock the cap off the wrap of the Jordan Knight Media, man. Alright? Cause this is ridiculous. Alright? This is ridiculous. And this needs to be cooked. You know? And it needs to be cooked over and over and over. All right? JJ Redick, you left him off the hook. All right? You left him off the hook. Stop acting as if he wasn't the main perpetrator of this fear narrative, man. All right?